Okay, I've been up and washed everything up, but I couldn't see this bearing, and I felt it was a little gritty. And I can also see a couple little marks on the gear I'd like to have a better look at. So I've just set it up in a flying saucer, we call them, bearing separator, with a couple of blocks to sit it up safely out of the way. We have these blocks in close as we can, and we have a 3-ton arbor press. So we're going to try and see if we can centralise this under the board. I machined this round on mine. I've been meaning to make a few adapters for it, but you know how it is. And another thing is have the keyway. There's a key in here where the gear is keyed to the shaft. Have it coming out so it's not going to give us any surprises. So we'll give this a bit of pressure. If I can keep my arm away from the microphone. Oh, that was easy. Nice easy kill. Look at that bloody key, would you? Bloody hell. It's got a cold chisel mark here. I don't know what's going on there. Can you see? Yep, you can see that there now. Bloody hell. Now this gear, I reckon I can see a few little shiny edges, so I'm just going to have a bit of a look at that while we're here. And this bearing, we'll have a look at that while we're here as well. Look, it looks okay. God, that key's a cracker, isn't it? We'll have to make ourselves one of those, I think. Okay, that's it. Pressing that apart. Well, look, I had to I had to come back and show you this. I just couldn't believe it. Now, we just pressed that little key out, and you can see that there. And we pressed the gear off, I'm sorry, and then we had this chowdered up key here. So I thought, well, what's the go with that? So I got it out, and I got it out by, it was that sloppy, I got a screwdriver under the end here and levered it out. And then have a look in here. Can you see that? There's a little, they've put a brass shim. There it is. They've put a brass shim under the keyway. Now what's going on there I don't know. I think we'll be looking at keyway depth. And this keyway may well have been machined too deep, which probably not a big worry. But look, I'm a bit interested now to have a look at this bearing, and so I'll bring the camera. I'll shoot you out there a bit, and I've washed all this up and I've got a lot of junk out, but look, it's fine now. But to get the bearing out, or to get the bearing off, there's a couple of little holes here that we can punch on. Now use the fattest punch that you can. So normally you'd have to go side to side, but that's okay. We could probably get the bearing puller under there now. And tap a little softer. There we go. So that shaft looks pretty good. But yeah, we're going to have to check this. Check what's happening in here. Now you can see with the colour here and colour down there, they made the shaft, they got it pretty close to size, then they hardened it, they sent it away to be heat treated. And when they come back, they've ground this surface, that surface, this surface, and the threads have remained, and obviously the bottom of there is it's dark. So you can see the marks on the side of the key where they've had a cold chisel in under it, getting it in and out. Must have been something to do with the fitting of this shim. Why, we don't know. Now that bearing, it's a 32007X and 32007X 2S, whatever that means. It's a bit notchy, but look, it may just be a bit of rubbish in it. We probably need to clean it better. But look, if I can't get satisfaction with that... Okay, we're over on the new lathe now, and it's time to dress these little brass dovetails for the universal dividing head. And when we look at them, the one that's not rough is shorter than the one that is rough. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll use the bolt that is supplied with the dividing head, and we'll screw that on there like that. We'll pop this up into the lathe here. And we'll take this right up. We'll nip him up there. Now the idea of this is that we can put this next piece in, and if we come off this surface here, and we keep our cross slide in the same position, we should have two nice even pieces. So we'll give that a run and see. So we're just going to tidy this up and nothing else. Okay, we'll put the DRO on too, just so we bloody look like we know what we're doing. May do, maybe not. Okay, the speed for this, we might run at about 900. I've got to learn this new lathe, so we're in high, and if we drop it over to 3, that should give us 900 RPM for a little fella like that. I'll just hide a couple of tools out of the way here, and we might give her a hit and see what we got. Okay, we've zeroed our axis there, so we won't move that anymore. We'll loosen him off. Actually, I might, there's just a little bit of a burr there. So while we have the opportunity, I might just deburr that with the file. That's a nice finish. Better than what we had, chamfered corners and all. So we'll drop this other one on. Make sure there's a few threads there. This new lathe's got different sounds to the old lathe. It's just, have to get used to that, I suppose. Okay, a bit of a deburr. That should tidy that up nicely. Okay, so those two, they should be the exact same length. That'll put a nicer finish on it. Now, on the bolts, all this brass getting everywhere. You'll have to put up with that, eh? Okay, a lot of these washers were just crap. Thin little pissy little things. Like that's not even a millimetre. So we need 2 for the dividing head and we need 4 for the tail. So I'm going to make them about 2 millimetres thick roughly, and we'll just pop a bit of stock in and get that going and see what we can sort out. A bit of, I think it was inch bar that I had just laying around in the scrap pile. What are we looking at? Yeah, 25.4, so it's 1 inch bar, and it's had a bit of a test cut running down here. So all we're going to do is tidy it up, square this shoulder off. We're going to run a 10mm drill up the end. This fella here, 10mm is clearance for the bolt that we need, or that we have. So we'll just make half a dozen washers, around 2 millimetres thick. So we'll just get underway. We're still on 900 RPM, 900 RPM with a carbide tip, that's fine. I might just slow that feed down a bit if I can. What are we on here? A, B, C, D, E. Yeah, that's looking good. We've got to learn all this stuff again. You get so used to your old lathe and you didn't even have to look. Okay, now. I might put a tool with a slightly larger radius on there, I believe. Let's see how this fella goes. I haven't used this one in a long time. No, we won't. Or we'll just go a bit deeper. Okay, very stringy chips, but that's all right. What do we have here? 23 mil, so that's all right too. We might tidy this end up before we get too carried away. Okay, that's tidied that up. Now, we'll get a chamfer tool on the go and we'll just knock a nice corner off each one as we go, then we'll part them off and we might get a bit of a thing happening here. Okay, we probably better drill that hole next. That looks nice and slow, doesn't it? Whether it's in the centre or not, we're not too fussy, as long as it's close. Now, a little bit of oil. A little bit, yep. Drill's chatting around all over the place, but anyway. Okay, hopefully that'll do. And with a little kind of metal parting tool here, and it's 2.2 wide and nowhere near on centre height. I'll pick him up to out there. We'll lock him up there and just see how it goes. Okay, I can just see down the back here, so we can let's shift this chair. I might do it the old way that I'm used to doing it. So there we go. So we'll zero that. Now the tool's 2.2 wide. So look, if we go say 5, no, that's just too much. I think we'll go 2.5 millimeters. That looks good, not a bad looking washer. It's got a bit of body to it. Actually, I'll take it up to 3. Because there was a bit of thread sticking out of these little brass bits. I'll just bump the handle around. There we go. Okay, let's get a bit of speed under it again. So we're looking for 3 and high. Let's have a go. I better find something to put up the end of it. You get a new lathe and everything's changed. So there we go, there's 6 washers. A couple little dags on the back to tidy up, but that's okay. So they should all be 3mm, 2.2 here and 3 on the DRO. And for those who are interested in my cutting oil, it's 10W30 engine oil, left over from the missus's car. Works like a beauty. You don't need to get all fussy, eh? Okay, we'll go and tidy these up.